All right, Stefan, thank you so much for putting yourself out there for job seeking veterans. Like we say, veteran hiring solutions. People don't follow companies, they follow leaders. So before we get into the role, let's hear a little bit about you and what got you this moment at the company.
Hi, Justin. Yeah. So I served in the Marine Corps. I got out, found myself in a position where I was trying to find a purpose, where I wanted to go with my career. Happened to stumble upon you in another life, we'll call it, and was actually in this very position and was able to get connected with KWE and was hired as the facility security coordinator. And I've been doing that for the last 4 years.
That's amazing. But I think doing this for 20 years, it's great to see the creating opportunities for people to start their career and then seeing those people rise up and seeing them grow and develop. It's
Absolutely.
probably my favorite thing. So we're in the Boston area. It's in Wilmington, though. It's north of the city. It's the
Correct.
location. And the role itself is a facility security coordinator. Can you walk through what that means?
Sure. So I get where it gets a little confusing because there's so many buzzwords in there. So facility security coordinator, let's unpack that. Basically, you are the liaison at the Boston branch for Kintetsu World Express in all TSA-related matters for the branch. You are part of the security and risk department, which is a decentralized department that is all over the US. There's about 9 other of you scattered, representing that branch as that point of contact. As far as the security part goes, we are screening air freight that would be
Mhm.
going on passenger and cargo airplanes destined all across the world. And that cargo needs to be 100% screened before departing for those airlines.
Wow. So it really is, you know what I like about this, and we've talked about before, you're still, it's a good transfer of purpose, right? Because you're
Correct.
still serving your country,
Still fighting
protecting your
those bad
citizens.
guys.
Yeah. And that's what's really cool. And so the job itself is you're monitoring these systems, these security, right? You've got almost like a control room, right? You have some cameras there and
So
then you're
we
physically
deal with
going out there.
CCTV.
Mhm.
Yes. So basically you are overseeing the screening operations. There's various ways that we will be screening the cargo, different types of technology. You need to ensure that we are within compliance and we are doing it correct all the time. If not, you need to use corrective actions. From there, it's making sure the conveyance is carried out where the chain of custody is not broken from here to the
Mhm.
airline to ensure the safety of all those passengers on the airplanes.
So it's a lot of process, the compliance, and then you have the human capital side as a leader.
Yes.
So you have your KWE team that's there, but then
Yep.
you have the actual warehouse staff, and they're a third party group. So this leader is leading their team that report to this
Correct.
person, but they're also influencing and leading a third party team. Is that correct?
Correct. This job is more administrative. It's not your high speed job. You're going to be dealing with a lot of audits and record keeping and logs. More so for the KWE office upstairs, you are going to be answering questions that they may have to deal with compliance. And for your warehouse, that's a third party labor downstairs, these are going to be your screeners. They're technically not KWE employees. They work for the company, and you need to maintain their buy-in for the screening processes because they are really the people that need to be locked in all the time.
Yeah. So soft skills are so important here because what I think about one is, people don't think about this like infantry, MPs, that background are so good because, especially when you think about like Afghanistan, infantry guys come in, they kick a bunch of bad guys out of a neighborhood, and then they
Yep.
come back and have to win that neighborhood over and say, hey, listen,
Correct.
I know we did this, but we're actually here to help. And so you have that ability to adhere to the security side, that Homeland Security or whatever is coming in, right? You're doing those processes, but you have the influence ability and the communication ability to get those third party people to buy into the mission. And that's what you're really looking for, right? That influenceable, that leader that can get buy into the mission, that can get everybody seeing that, hey, this is one fight together. all doing, I get it that we're getting two different paychecks, but we're all trying to accomplish the same mission.
Yeah, correct. So, like you mentioned, Homeland Security, TSA, same organization. They're the ones that govern us. There will be guidelines to adhere to. And I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head is we all have that one goal in mind collectively is the safety of everybody else at the end of the day. And everybody should be on board with that.
And then for you, you've been doing it 4 years. What have you enjoyed over these 4 years? What keeps you going every day? And then, hey, what should they be aware of the challenges that they might not see right away? Which I think is mostly we talked about is that getting the buy-in from both teams. Really, what have you enjoyed?
What I've enjoyed is you have a battle rhythm per se. Every day is new. You don't know what's coming through those dock doors. Can it be a very high volume, usually entails a little more higher stress day? Yeah, then there's your flows where it's just like, all right, you have time, you can catch up on some things. One thing I do enjoy is being able to create my own hours, and they will have that opportunity also within reason. Some days I like to come in at 6, 7, 8 a.m. It all depends on when I would like to come in. During the screening, the FSC doesn't need to be here. They're screening supervisors and so forth to be here to handle that. I'd say the managing of personalities is going to be the biggest difficulty. You're going to encounter people that are going to want to say yes, and you have to be that person who says no. And most of the time, I would like to follow it up with a reason of why. But sometimes it just needs that abrupt no. And then whether it's that 5 minutes later, a couple hours, you can go address that person or people saying, this is why we did this.
Yeah. So you really are looking for that NCO type that,
Correct.
be that heart and mind leader that is, hey, listen, I'm here to develop and explain and let you see the whole picture as we go. But there's certain times where I've just got to say no, and we got to
Correct.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I think for the right personality, that type of role, a guy like me, I'm in with that all the time. That doesn't bother me.
Absolutely.
So that's great. And the flexibility of hours is good. And it's a Monday through Friday job. We didn't
Correct.
mention that, but you could get pulled in for week, like everything else in the world, right? You can get pulled in
Yeah.
for
So
special days.
you need to be available 24/7 to the TSA. Since I've been here for 4 years, I've rarely, if ever, been called in for something of that, but you will be compensated for your cell phone for that certain task.
Okay. Oh, yeah. And then anything else you wanted to cover? I think I have everything we need. I think we did a good job of covering the role from the process and technical side to the human capital side. Anything else you wanted to cover that we haven't yet?
Pretty much just speaking to the candidates themselves right now, if you got separated from whatever service you were in and you've been looking for that opportunity, if you've been looking for that purpose for post service, I'd love for you to try to come here and be able to take this position. I'd love to talk to you and we can go from there and see what we can do for you.
And we didn't say this. You're doing the job now, and the reason it's opening up is you're being promoted.
Correct.
So this is your supervisor, your hiring manager guy doing the job, and he wants to invest in you. And I just think I think that's where we'll stop.
All right.
I appreciate you so much for putting yourself out there. As soon as we find those right humans, we'll send them to you.
I appreciate it, Justin.
All right, we're done.
Excellent.
That was great. Man, talk about close.